So, in this video, we're going to talk about stimming, what it is and how I didn't think it was something that applied to me until I realised that not only do I do it all the time, but I made a career out of it. Anyway, so, if you don't already know, stimming is the shortening of the term self-stimulation, and no, it does not mean that. It's that thing where you might do some kind of repetitive sensory behaviour, you know, maybe involving movements, touch sounds, words, playing with objects, and the act of doing it somehow soothes you. It's common amongst people with ADHD and people on the autism spectrum, but actually most people do some version of it to some degree. Now, when I got diagnosed as autistic earlier this year, so many classic traits immediately clicked with me, but one that didn't was stimming. I just didn't think that one applied to me. I don't enjoy playing with fidget toys, I don't like running my fingers over different textures, I don't rock in my chair, so I mean, of course I draw patterns on the roof of my mouth with my tongue almost all the time, but that doesn't count, does it? And sure, yes, there is that tune that I often sing to myself over and over and over again that's been stuck in my head since I was a tiny child, but who doesn't do that? And yes, when I'm thinking to myself, I'll do this weird thing with my fingers, but okay, maybe I was wrong about this. And the more I started thinking about it, the more I realised that maybe stimming is responsible for more in my life than I thought. Let me explain. So, since I was a teenager, I've been a student of martial arts. And there's lots of reasons I still practice, you know, fitness, self-defense, secretly wanting to be Jackie Chan when I grow up, all the obvious reasons, but I think the reason a lot of people like doing martial arts, myself included, is the same reason people like doing dance, because it just feels nice to do. To run through a form, to throw a kick or a striking combination, to feel that your body is doing all those little complicated things that together create the right movement. It feels nice. It feels soothing. It feels like stimming. Add to that, one of my specialties is weapons. The way they feel in my hand, the weight, the balance, not so different to fidget toys. And that brings me to my other realisation. Now, if you don't know me, and there's really no reason why you should, but you probably also don't know what I do for a living. So I'm a variety performer. I do comedy and circus stuff in cabaret, on stage, at festivals, and mostly I'm a juggler. And I've often wondered what possessed me when I was a lonely teenager with a slightly fractious home life to spend months upon months going to my local park with a bag of juggling props and practicing. I mean, partly it was pretty much all I had in my life at the time, and it felt like the only way I knew to pursue this ridiculous dream I had of being a professional performer. But as I look back at it now, I think I was kind of stimming. Juggling, when you get good, feels nice, and I think part of the reason I went to that park every day was because I'd found something that I could do that brought my troubled little teenage soul some calm. Now, I'm focusing on the positives here, and there are negatives. Fully committing to special interests like circus skills that also served as opportunities for self-soothing meant that I grew up mostly in my own company. That's always where I've felt safest. I still find it hard to just hang out with people, socialise. All that stuff makes me feel uncomfortable, anxious, and sometimes deeply unhappy. It's complicated, but I feel like today I want to thank my autism. If my juggling practice hadn't been giving me those lovely soothing drips of dopamine, then I wouldn't have kept coming back, and I wouldn't have got good enough for it to become my job, and I wouldn't have met my wife or had this career, or, well, pretty much any of the things that I'm grateful make up my life. So, whether you're neurodivergent or not, I think it's interesting and healthy to widen what we think of as stimming. Most of us probably do something that qualifies, and that's okay. It's all part of having amazing brains that somehow find ways for us to soothe ourselves when we might not even know we're doing it. Thanks for watching, and if you got this far then don't forget to leave a like and a comment, give the video a share, and most importantly subscribe to my channel. All of those things really help small independent YouTube idiots like me. My videos are supported by the brilliant people who have signed up to my Patreon, so a big thanks to them as always for that. If you'd like to join them, there's a link under the video. It would mean a lot. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're doing okay. I'll see you next time.